Hey everyone, Sam from PrismScroll here with patch note 3.5.0. Basically just going to kind of quickly go over the changes, maybe show a couple things, and you'll see what's in the next update. So let's turn that off really fast. Basically the biggest change is going to be the special effects introduced in this patch note. So charges and armor class. So I will go ahead and show that off here really quick. So for example, after we switch sheets, you can kind of see here in Barbarian, you'll see that Rage actually has a charge indicator which you can press on and off and gets reset with short and long rests and things like that if it applies. So that's going to be really good, even for things that like races that have charges are going to have it as well, because it was limited to standard classes only, not even subclasses. So now that's going to be an option for everything that has a special effect in custom features. So make sure to check that out. You can also see here another update that's kind of near here is you'll see that if you don't have the level for a feature, it's slightly grayed out so that it kind of doesn't distract you. It doesn't take away your attention so that you don't look at it and think that you might have it. So you can still read it, it's just slightly less emphasized. So let's go back to the patch notes. Armor class, so now unarmored defense is going to be calculated correctly when you create a character for monks and barbarians. So when that it's going to check and see if you have an armor, you get a piece of armor that makes your armor class higher, or if you reset it inside the sheet, it's going to reset it to your unarmored value. Speed. So speed has been updated. So basically, if you were watching my daily update videos, there's some speed features that take effect when there's like special circumstances that the app can't track. So for example, when your character is in dim light, there's no way for me to know as the programmer to tell your app to say, I'm in dim light, so give me +10 extra speed. So there's going to be a button. It's not fully implemented yet, but this is how it's going to work. Let's see here. You'll see that speed down there has a little star next to it, which will suggest that there is something affecting or could be affecting your speed to make you faster. So for example, fast movement for barbarians influences the speed of your character when you don't have any armor on. Since we don't have any way of, at this moment, don't have a way of saying that something is equipped or not, it doesn't know if you are technically unarmored or not, so that's why it's going to fall under this special category until we have that fixed. But basically, if you have any speed, or if you make a feature that has speed that has special effects that the app cannot track, make sure you set the special circumstances to yes, because if you set it to no, it will automatically give you that speed, even though you don't necessarily have that speed at all times. Kind of confusing, but I'm sure you'll get the hang of it if you create features on a regular basis. Prism cards have been reformatted for classes and races. So this is honestly a pretty awesome improvement, I think. So if you see here, in comparison to what it used to be, it basically used to be this huge long wall of text, and it was disgusting and hard to read, and it was basically just a waste. It really had it was just annoying and not useful at all. So here now you see that the top part is utilized a lot better to show important shorter details, and then your features are divided up with bold and different font formatting to give you an idea of what's actually happening. And you can also see that the source is being displayed at the top left, and in the bottom there's a new button that's like this 4 square thing. So if you have any subraces or subclasses, you'll be able to press that and you can kind of select it so you can look at the card or quickly look at the card of things that are related to it. So that's pretty nice and useful when you're using the compendium. So that, I really like that update. That really, I think it really added a lot of value for not really much work on my end. It's just something that needed to get done. So moving forward, replace the class table. So basically kind of moved it to the new format. I can kind of If you are on this page, you can kind of see the level up table. It's been changed to this one that's a little bit smaller rather than the one that took up the whole screen. And that was kind of related to the iPad resizing and split screen was causing issues with the other one because it wasn't designed to be able to handle that. So class table. So there was a bug when you were creating character or leveling up where your class wasn't displayed as the full name. It was shortened using the shortened one, even though you only had one class. So it was fix that minor issue. So this was a pretty bad one. So basically, old feature was technically kind of useless for like, I don't know, since last patch, because I removed the icons. So then when I removed them and you tried to press the feature to try to adjust the charges and the old features, if it had the icon, it crashed because it didn't have anything to pull from because it was trying to get from an empty spot. So we fixed that. That was a good change. Fixed some things with the every extension. So basically looking for those negative 32,000s and some race name issues with Dragonborn and human variant and things like that. So background fix with the paper sheet. So basically the paper sheet was taking up a lot more of your phone memory than it should have. So fix that issue. So that should make it run a little bit faster. Fix some issues with the creation process when you were using split screen and you change the size while you were creating something. It wasn't resizing properly, so fix that issue. Just continually improving that split screen because that's just going to be something that is going to have to be continued to be fixed, you know, as we find things. And then that is it. So I think the main thing are the cards reformatting, the charges, and then armor class is pretty big in this update. Next update is going to be a pretty important one, and it's going to take a little bit longer just because I got to make sure that I do it correctly and it's flexible and scalable. Is basically the selections, the feature groups essentially. So like Eldritch Invocation selections, fighting style selections, things like that. So that will be next update. So that will be a huge improvement and really taking advantage of the power of the custom creator. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the update and welcome to February. It's raining. All right, later.